What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with my 3 prize picks for the day. Running on a crazy hot streak, 4 days in a row, 3 for 3. I don't know what else I can do. I'm just going to keep putting the nose to the grindstone, keep it going. It's been a lot of fun, but hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I hope you've been able to profit. It's been a lot of fun. I want to keep it going here, so I'm not going to waste any time here. Hey, but use promo code AWESOME. Get that $100 first match deposit bonus over at PrizePicks when you sign up today. Again, still promo code AWESOME. Let's get to it, shall we? I feel like this has just been a recipe that's working. I'm seeing the board pretty well when it comes to the pitcher fantasy score. And we're starting with Kevin Gausman. We're taking the under 42.5. And this has just been one of those things where these numbers, and I don't know why, they've been so inflated on certain pitchers. For Max Scherzer, I know he's facing the Yankees, but for him to be at 39.5, Gausman 42.5, you have Luis Castillo against Miami. I guess I get that as well, but that seems a little bit high as well. This one seems really high. Like, we're talking 2 strikeouts too high, and I explained it yesterday. This is FanDuel scoring. 42.5 fantasy points. This is a large number to have to be reaching for. You have to get 18 outs. Okay, so that's 18 fantasy points, 1 per out. If you get 3 per strikeout, you're going to need, what in this event, 6 strikeouts is 36. You get the quality bonus, that's 40. Then you're also going to need the win. So you're looking at 7 to 8 strikeouts for Kevin Gausman, at least 6 innings, no earned runs given up, and then the win. That's a lot to be asking for, and I get it. St. Louis has no Arenado, no Goldschmidt still. It is what it is. But there's enough pieces there, whether it's Nolan Gorman, there's enough guys who can do some actual damage to put up a run or two, that it's hard for me. Dylan Carlson, Tommy Edman at the top of this order. We have opportunities to still look at Kevin Gausman as a guy that can fail more times than not at 42.5 here. We have him at Stochastic projected around 35.5. Just think about that for a second. That is a full 2 strikeouts plus another out away from getting to Kevin Gausman's number that he's currently at. So, yes, there's a very good chance he could go out and mow down the St. Louis lineup in its current iteration. Extra strikeouts. You get guys that generally aren't everyday players that have to play more in this series. But I feel pretty confident the under 42.5 is a really, really solid play on today's slate. So we're going to add that as the first piece. Ironically enough, we're going right back to another pitcher. I want the over of Braxton Garrett here for 21.5 pitcher fantasy scoring. Again, there's not a lot of home run props on the board today. Maybe it's just me where they're limiting it because Aaron Judge homer, Vlad Guerrero homer, and of course my boy the other night, Adolis Garcia homer. Yesterday, Byron Buxton was my call on this video. I had tons of him in Buxton parlays, and it just went so well. But there are not a lot of opportunities to go anywhere on the home run board in the afternoon slate or in the evening slate for all of you East Coast folks. But Braxton Garrett, 21.5 fantasy score. I think this is just a little bit underrepresented on him here. This Cincinnati team is not too good, and I get it. It's Great American Small Park, and I get it. There's some decent enough hitters in Tommy Pham, Joey Votto. That'll be left on left. Brandon Drury, guys of that nature that have definitely shown out a little bit this season. But Braxton Garrett has a 24% K percentage, a 35% hard hit percentage, a 5.6% walk rate, and a 300x WOBA. These are really good numbers to be looking at. And so you have to think automatically, like, is it something that has to do with how stretched out he is or anything of that nature? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Seems like he's just going underrepresented. He's gone at least 6 innings in 3 of his last 4. He mowed down the Pirates in back-to-back outings. And yeah, that's a much better ballpark either in Miami or in Pittsburgh where he pitched at last time out. But 11 and 7 Ks, we're seeing the strikeout rates start to climb. And if he found something, you want to be buying in early to the party. And 21.5, man, it feels as though this is so low. Again, just from math perspective, he goes 5 innings. It's 15 fantasy points. He puts up 5 strikeouts. That's another 15. That's 30. If he avoids giving up 3 earned runs, there you go. Done. He could also get 6, 7 strikeouts. Lots of paths where I think this works out for you at 21.5. If he gets lit up in Great American Small Park, he wouldn't be the first pitcher ever, but at 21.5, I've got him projected north of 26 fantasy points. That is a large discrepancy and something I am looking to be invested in today. So Braxton Garrett, over of 21.5, the second piece of this play. Let's run it all together here with hitter fantasy score. Again, stochastic. We have the best tools and content when it comes to fantasy, no question about it. Alex Baker, Steve Buzzard, Eddie Lai. We're talking all top 20 players in the world, proven commodities in the fantasy industry. And I was very curious to see kind of how they projected these Yankees going up against, it's presumed to be Max Scherzer, even though DK for some reason still has David Peterson listed. It's an ESPN night game, so I'm assuming, no doubt about it, Max Scherzer is going to be the one on the mound. Look at me scrolling all the way to the bottom, and look at as low as 4.5 is for DJ LeMahieu. 4.5 for Anthony Rizzo is just kind of ridiculous, and there's no doubt about it. Max Scherzer, one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's an absolute monster, but like most right-handed pitchers, has some massive, massive splits when it comes to lefties. He has a 3.61 xFIP against lefties compared to a 2.27 xFIP against righties. He continues to give up a little bit more average to righties, which, DJ LeMahieu could come into play a little bit, 223 average. But I'm just looking at him being a guy that when you take into account the walk rate, the ability to have protection behind him, in front of him in this lineup, how does 4.5 end up being the number on Anthony Rizzo? He hits one double, he's there. You're also going to probably have 2 or 3 innings at least where you don't have Max Scherzer out there. And Edwin Diaz is a monster. I don't want to be picking on him by any means, but there's going to be an inning or two where if Anthony Rizzo's at the dish, 4.5 is simply too low of a number. Again, for hitter fantasy score, you're looking at DK scoring Anthony Rizzo at our site right around 7 for a fantasy score. 2.5 is a massive discrepancy when you're talking about this. So, guys, I have to be clicking on the over of Anthony Rizzo here. I'm going to be power playing this per usual, as I always do. I think you should always be doing that. I think you're just not getting paid enough with the 2.25x. I like the 5x number going this direction. So join me if you would like. Well, you should. You're watching this video, and I 4 for 4 the last 4 days. So that's fun. Also fun is using promo code AWESOME to get $100 first match deposit bonus. But those are the plays, y'all. One more time, Kevin Gausman, the under 42.5 fantasy score, to over 21.5 for Braxton and Garrett fantasy score, and the over of 4.5 for Anthony Rizzo hitter fantasy score. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of my plays. Hopefully, we can keep this good juju going. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets.